this is Java. You know, they move very slow, very slow, and probably the next feature in about 5 years might be something that we've seen probably 10 years ago, right? So this is Java. What's going on, guys? Assalamu alaikum. Probably I'm kind of late for this party, but Java 21 has been released, the actual preview version, and it's aimed to remove public static void main string args. I know. So this is kind of boilerplate, to be honest, and it's something that you only write once in your lifetime of your application, and they want to get rid of it. So let me actually show you how, and then I'll give you an insight and give you my thoughts on it. So the idea is that all of this, so public static void main, will go, right? So instead, what we have is just void, and this now becomes optional in here. And also we can get rid of the public class altogether, right? So this goes like this, just like this. So void and then main. Now, obviously here IntelliJ is not able to understand because it's not configured to understand Java 21. But what we can do is actually run this so you see it in action. So if I open up my terminal, what I'm going to do is type J and then 21. So here I have an alias that allows me to switch between Java versions. And here you can see 21 in here. So OpenJDK 21. Now, if I do a cat on main.java, so this is the file that I've just changed, right? So if I want to run this, I can compile as follows. So Java and then C in here and then -- release 21 -- enable preview and then main.java, so the name of the class. Oh, by the way, before I forget, myself and Abs, we've been working on this Linux course, which is over 10 hours, and currently we just released the landing page. And what I would say is go and sign up for the waiting list as soon as the course is out. You should get an early bird coupon. Now, Linux is a course that I had to revamp altogether. Over 10 hours, a bunch of exercises, PDF material, textbook, and also over the wire, which is very, very important, and also shell scripting, right? So Linux is a foundation, and there's no way that, as you'll see in about a second, I'm going to be using the terminal. If you don't know how to use the terminal, Linux, the file structure, trust me, as an engineer, this is a must because it will lead to many other roles. So Linux is a must for every single engineer out there, and this course is going to be one of the best courses out there for you to learn Linux. So go ahead, link will be in the description of this video to sign up for the waiting list and stay up to date. If I run this, we get some notes in here saying that uses preview features of Java SE21, and we can recompile using xlint for details. Now, I'm going to run this by saying in here, so Java and then -- source 21 enable preview and then the name of the class. So if I run this, have a look, we have foo in here, right? So this is the exact same thing, right? So you can see that this is way less instead of having to say public static void yada yada yada. So if I go back for a second in here, what this basically is doing is just removing a bunch of boilerplate. Now, let me ask you a question, right? So does it really matter to you? Because in here, if I go back, you can see that this is boilerplate, yes, but this entire thing, I can just say main in here and I get the public static void main, or I can just say classic, so classic PSVM, which I know a lot of you will miss, right? Boom. So this is the exact same thing, right? Now, obviously, this is something that you only write once in your lifetime, not in your lifetime, but basically when you write a project. And do you really care about Java getting rid of all of this and have a name, classes, and basically simplifying the entire process? Does it really matter to you? Now, to me, it's not a big deal, right? So Java, it's been a language which has been robust, and I kind of like the robustness of Java because this allowed me to learn pretty much a bunch of other languages. And Java is moving towards, the flavors of Kotlin per se, but at a very, very slow pace, right? So, for some of you, you might be saying, oh, you might be clapping, right? And to be honest, yes, this is Java. They move very slow, very slow, and probably the next feature in about 5 years might be something that we've seen probably 10 years ago, right? So this is Java. So what this is actually aiming at, and this is what they say from the official documentation. So you can see unnamed classes and instance main methods. So in here, evolve the language so that students can write their first programs without needing to understand the language features designed for large programs. So this is the main goal, really, right? Far from using separate dialect of Java, students can write streamlined declarations for single class programs and then seamlessly I can't even spell seamlessly expand their program to use more advanced features as their skills grow. Do you agree basically with this or not? To me, I really don't care. Damn! So I've been teaching Java for many years now, and I've got a really nice way of teaching public, static, void, main, string, args very well. And basically, to me, it doesn't really change anything because that method I only write it once. But for beginners, I think it's a good thing because as you first encounter Java, and actually Java should be your very first language, as you encounter Java, like, oh, what does static means? What does public means? What does string args means? And all of that stuff, right? So this is the main goal. So let me know, is this something that you want to see Java do more, but at a very fast pace so that the language becomes more modern? Or you really like the way that language is structured right now, the syntax, the keywords, and do you want to see Java be like Kotlin, for example? Comment down below. Literally, let me know whether you like this or not. As I said, to me, it's not a big deal. I've seen people saying, oh, this is amazing and it's changing Java, this and that. No, this is not changing Java in any shape. This is just for complete beginners, which is not you, I believe. But if you're a complete beginner, I do have a course on my website for free. So Java for Beginners, that basically goes over all of this in detail. And that leads to the Java Masterclass and then the Full Stack Professional, which can be found on my website. This is pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this new feature. Are you pumped or not? Catch me on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.